I'm Adventure Man Ron Spellman. Thanks for joining me as I fill my life with adventure and show you how to do it too. I'm here in Panama. Just finished a great adventure in the mountainous jungles in the interior of the country on a quest to find and hike to the top of a mountain called Cerro Bruja. It literally means witch mountain. I had all the gear, all the maps, and all the planning that I needed. Or so I thought. Things took a turn that I did not expect. But sit tight and I'll tell you all about it. So grab your gear, lace up your boots, and let's go on an adventure. Finally made it to the village of Salamanca. Right around the corner is where the road starts. Should be about 4 miles northwest to the tiny village of Santo Domingo. And from there, I'll follow the river up to the mountain, see how it goes. I think I'm on the right trail here. This is what I love most in the world. I saw a tiny dotted line on a map. Saw a couple specks on a satellite picture on Google Maps. And here I am. I'm walking down that dotted line. It's crunching underneath my feet. This is what I live for. You should try it. This is just the start of the trail. Already I'm having to do a little bit of climbing. Of course, it's the rainy season, so it's quite muddy. Oh, what have I got myself into this time? Holy crap. I've been into this for about 15 minutes, and I just saw a scarlet king snake. That's not good. That was red touches yellow. Will kill a fellow. I'm gonna try to steer clear of him. I just came out of this trail behind me onto a modern road. I'm good and confused now. This wasn't on any of the maps. Alright, this is where I should have come earlier. I think this is the right way to go. Well, it's definitely a trail, and my map and compass say it's going the right direction. And there's still a good view, so it's pretty promising. Let's try it. Well, I'm not liking this much. The trail kind of disappeared, and although I do see some signs of habitation around here, and I can see some cows actually on the far hill over there. I'm not seeing any kind of proper trail. Well, wouldn't be the first time I got lost. Alright, so this is the end of the track so far. I didn't expect to need a machete this early, but that's what it's here for. Alright, time to get to business here. Well, adventure fans, could be. I bit off more than I could chew. I might actually be in over my head. I've been at this 2 hours. Fell into a pond, got stung by some wasps or bees, lost my map, and I think I know where I am, but I'm not entirely sure. The good news is I'm very familiar with the map, so the only question is, do I try to go on without it, or do I turn back? It's a moment of truth. I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep going. I'm on a trail that's heading west-northwest. I think that's the trail I'm supposed to be on. We'll see where it takes me. Seeing human tracks, and they look fairly recent, so I'm probably not too isolated. It's a good sign. There's a definite trail, and here it comes at last. The rain. I was wondering when it was going to get here. Yeah, I don't think this is the trail I intended to be on, although it is going in the right direction. But man, just keep going up and up and up. I was hoping to save that for tomorrow, but such is not my luck. All right, I just came over that rise. And looks like I might finally be headed downhill for a little while. Now, if only this will take me down to follow the river. If that's the case, then I'm back in business. I'm here with Miss Gracias. This is her land here, her family's land, and they're going to let me camp here for the night. I didn't end up camping here, but she did give me some good directions. So, quite naturally, I made a bit of a mistake. So, I have to follow this road here down to the river and back up over to that land there, and then up over the saddle. And that'll get me to the Katun River. See how far I can make it. I seem to have made it to the river. The little one that I got to cross first. Then I got to go up over this ridge, I think. Yeah, wouldn't you know, I just came all the way up from the river. And damn it, there's a nice clean road in the middle of my wilderness. How the hell did that get there? Man, if I did a circle, I'm going to be so pissed. Coming along the road, I found this nice gentleman and these nice folks. And they're giving me directions to that Santo Domingo, that little village I was looking for. Yeah, it's down this road. So the driver, his father's going to let me camp on the land. So they're wishing me luck because I'm a crazy gringo. So, lo agradezco mucho. Muchas gracias. All right, rookie lesson learned. If there's a road, follow that sucker. Coming into some definite habitation here.
El guía, Caravallo, Veragua, panameño.
This is my guide, Caravallo.
No puede salir de ahí por allá. Tigre no puede salir, pero aquí estamos cargaditos de hambre. Vamos caminando con Estados Unidos. Vamos para adelante, vamos por detrás. Sí, señor.
Thought I was lost. Well, I was lost. I was looking for the farm. I didn't know how to get there, so I asked one of the neighbors. Down the road, whistling and singing, comes this character here, Caravallo. And he said he was going in the same direction. And lucky for me, he knew where he was going. Liked him immediately. He's like right out of a movie or something. We ended up hiking almost another 2 hours, well after darkness had fallen. On the trail, we met a couple other people who were headed to the same farm as us. Before long, we all arrived safe and sound and settled in for the night. So I got really lucky last night that these folks were willing to take me in. I put my hammock up right over there. It was good and comfortable. These guys are treating me to la chicha, which is like a homemade corn maize beer. And we're kicking it. And I'm going to hang out here for a couple of days. I decided that it wasn't safe to go up to the mountain. I already got lost right off the get-go. I'm not going to be able to make it on my own. So these folks have agreed to let me hang out here for a day or two, and I'm going to work, help out around the farm. I've already made some good friends. These guys are awesome. They've taken me in right off the trail. No problems. Very generous. Hospitality here is second to none. So this is Mr. Santos Trejos. He's one of the patrones here. He's one of the landowners. He runs the junta. This is all his land, and he shares it with his neighbors. They come and work to share all the crops. His family's here, his neighbors come by all the time, and even Los Gringos Perdidos, they come here as well, like this guy. But Mr. Trejo is 77 years old, 77, and he's been here all his life. So I want to thank him. Gracias.
Gracias.
For everything para todo.
Estoy agradecido con usted haber venido por acá de tan lejos, pero estaba en la casa muy bien agradecido. Le agradezco mucho eso.
Gracias, señor. Senor Trejo and his family, they live in this house here in the country, and this land, all of this land is his, pretty much as far as the eye can see. There's mountains that ring this entire little river valley here. This is the Gatun River. They take all their water from here. It's very, very clean. It comes straight down from the mountains. The hills are covered with fields for corn and rice and all kinds of produce. They take all their food, all their vegetables, all their fruit, even the meat, all comes from the land right here. And this is where everything gets cooked. The soup and rice are kept warm on the coals, and the meat gets smoked on the shelves above. And for breakfast today, we have yuca, bacon, and fresh coffee. And now it's time to get to work. We head up into the hills, where today we'll be gathering corn. The group is made up of Senor Trejo's friends, some relatives, and neighbors from nearby farms. It's called a cooperative, where everyone pitches in some work and gets to keep part of the profit and the produce. And I figure, since I'm getting free food and shelter, I better pitch in too. It's an arrangement that benefits everyone, because Senor Trejo can't possibly work all this land by himself. Because we're working in thick brush, it's easiest to pick each ear of corn and then toss it into a pile where we'll gather it in sacks or baskets later. This is not the kind of corn I had growing up back in Ohio. I graduated to my own sack of corn. That's right. I got a big sack right here. I'm trying not to be lazy, but man, I cannot keep up with these guys. They've been doing this their whole life. It's really impressive. See how strong they are and how much endurance. And actually, I'm having a lot of fun. We're working hard, but they're singing, they're shouting to one another, calling back and forth. They're almost making a game of it. We're having a blast. Taking a quick break down here at the river, getting some water. The old calabaza, part of a gourd, and Yeah, I know you're supposed to filter it and purify it and all that, but... Oh. This right here was worth coming for. Yeah, it really is beautiful. Most of the corn will be used to feed the chickens and ducks back at the farm, but some will be used to make chicha, the local alcoholic beverage of choice. Salud! After work, it's back to the house for soup and rice for lunch. This is easily one of the most beautiful and peaceful places I've ever been. My friend Angel is showing me how to fish in the river right next to the house. These folks definitely have a playful side too. When they're hiking in the hills or working in the fields, they have a particular way of shouting or calling out called a saloma. Mr. Cheka is going to show us how it's done. Unos gritos. ¿Sí? Eso. Well, gracias. And after a hard day's work, there's nothing more refreshing than passing around the bowl of chicha.
Cuidado se le explotó. Si te va a grabar un vídeo, cuidado con...
From the moment I met them, these folks made me feel right at home.
Saludos, Estados Unidos.
They brought me into their lifestyle and it made me feel like a welcome friend in no time. And then there's Senor Trejo. He's a well-respected landowner and a pillar of his community, and he knows these mountains better than anybody alive. I'm honored that not only has he invited me back, but he's offered to guide me himself to Cerro Bruja, the mountain I was trying to get to in the first place.
Al Brujo. Una hora más.
Bien lejos entonces.
Allá. Es que es el Brujo.
Well, unfortunately, it's time to go. And I gotta admit, I got a little bit of a heavy heart here. I'm gonna catch a ride back to the city tomorrow. And once again, I'm following my friend and trusty guide, Caravallo.
Hey, saludos a Estados Unidos. Mi parte acá, guía, Panama. Saludos.
And here we go, the whole family. We're heading back to their house down in the town. So as you can imagine, my feet are wet and muddy. Next time, I need boots like that. Well, another lesson learned. All right, so we made it back to the edge of town, back to Santo Domingo. And Don Armando is gonna give us a lift the rest of the way. And this is Mr. Trejos, Senor Trejos' house in town here. And this is where it's gonna end. Well, for right now. Actually, a friend's gonna give me a lift back to Panama City in the morning. Well, thank you for coming on this adventure with me. You can also find me on Facebook at AdventureMan USA, Instagram, #AdventureManUSA. I'm AdventureMan, Ron Spellman. So long for now.